evening, welcome to the Derby debrief from RamsTV. Owen Bradley with former Derby captain Sean Barker alongside, here to reflect on a hard-earned point for Derby tonight away at Fratton Park. A goalless draw at Portsmouth, who have extended their unbeaten run at home. It stretches all the way back to January. Derby probably had the better of the chances, but couldn't find a way through. Did it without Hayden Roberts and Nathaniel Mendez-Laing, both injured yesterday. We'll get an update on them from Paul Warne in a few moments. We'll bring in Barks to kick things off. Hard-earned point, and a good point is how I would describe it. How would you?
Exactly that. Well-earned point away from home against a good home side that's got an excellent home record. Probably could have been more on a different day because we had the better chances over the 90 minutes. Moments in the first 45 minutes we showed a little bit of class and created 2 or 3 really good opportunities. This second half shifted a little bit. They had more pressure, they had more possession, they put us under more pressure without really creating too many chances. So there was 2 or 3 players again playing out of position. Sibley left wing back, Smith again right wing back. A few players coming in, starting for the first time. So in terms of effort, in terms of application, what the manager wants, and in terms of going to a really tough side and getting a result, all positive.
It's a result that keeps Derby 6th in the table. They could drop out of the playoffs over the weekend. We'll have to wait and see how results go tomorrow. More from Barks in a moment. Let's get some reaction from Fratton Park. We can hear from the head coach, Paul Warne.
Well, Paul, 0-0, a point, a clean sheet. What's your thoughts after that one?
Firstly, really proud of the lads. I said to them in there, I think 2 months ago, they might have lost it. So their determination to keep a clean sheet was impressive. They all had to defend as a team. And I thought first half we were really good. Created a few more chances going forward. Messed the set piece up, which ain't best pleasing. But generally speaking, okay. An equal sort of game. 2 teams in the top 6, so I feel like we're getting somewhere. But then second half, I thought they had a 25-minute spell where they were in the ascendancy, but we had to change the system. Just think the lads were fatigued, truth be told. I wish I could have come here with a completely fresh team and a few more options, but the lads who played for me done ace. Rooney done really well, although he's playing against Bishop, who's one of the most experienced League One target men, so that was a problem at times. And it will get better from that. I thought Tomo was excellent again, really good. Sib's done they couldn't wait to get him booked, but I thought he'd done a really good job. So overall, I'm really proud of the effort. And we could have nicked it at the end. And that's what I say to lads all the time. That sometimes games are really tight and it's on the smallest margins. And Cash's head at the end there, if that goes in, it's a really good away performance.
You mentioned it early in the answer there that maybe 2 months ago you would have lost it. Why do you feel now that you're in a position not to lose these sorts of games?
I just think we keep driving into them all the time. How good they are, but how resilient they need to be, and how they have to be up. You have to win the fight. If you're prepared to work harder than the opposition, you give yourself a much better chance to win. And we keep saying to lads all the time, look, they have to be an unbelievable team to beat you at your best. I back our team against any team at our best. Tonight I don't think we were at our best from a healthy point of view, but their attitude was spot on. I just think that the lads are determined to pick up points wherever they can, and look, that 1 point there could be the point that gets you in a position where you can end the season well. So I just think there's a real togetherness with the group, and Mendes is one of our outstanding performers, and he's not here tonight, and the lads fill in admirably for him. And so I just think it's the attitude of the players. I'm not saying it wasn't here before I was here. I'm just saying I just felt we had a little bit of a soft underbelly, whereas I felt tonight, we will play better, but we've done enough to deserve a point.
And you restricted them to very little. I think 1 shot on target over the 90 minutes, and they had the crowd behind them, but you sort of weathered those moments well. Yeah,
I mean, it's a difficult place to come. The last time I come here, I got a right good clip, and I had a team absolutely flying. So I think this team's going in the right direction. I'm really pleased with them, and we limited them to crosses, let it go out wide, defend crosses, which we did a couple of times in the second half when we were under it. I thought Joe came for a couple, which I'm buzzing with. I love my goalkeeper to be a bit maverick and come for things, and it takes the pressure off. And in the end, I thought they had a 20-minute spell where they were on top without creating a great deal. The fans were right behind them, and then they just sort of lost their steam, and we sort of came into a bit more in the last 10 minutes. I thought, after we changed our side and put Tom on and Dobbs on and then Will up top, and Steers done brilliant for me in the back as well. I just felt that we came back into it, but it's been a really You know, we played Tuesday night, travelled down here. They haven't played since last week. Sometimes it's hard like that. It is hard. There's no point denying it. So it's not an excuse. It's hard. So the lads can't give any more. So in that respect, even if we'd have lost in the last minute, it wouldn't have detracted me from how proud I would have been of how much they were trying to do, you know, for the club. And I say it all the time, but wow, that's some effort and away following on a Friday night. Wowzer. So I hope everyone who came to the game gets home safely and enjoyed it for what it was. And for what it was really is a team working really hard to get anything they can out of the game. And I thought we'd done enough to get a point.
5 league games unbeaten now.
Okay, that's good. I mean, I'd like 5 wins on the spin, but yeah, that's good. And like, you know, build a bit of momentum. The lads are getting the messages better, which I feel like they're just trickling in. So, and I'd like to think, but you'll have to ask them, that they have trust in what we're telling them. And yeah, so I'm going to let them have 3 days off to get away from my voice and Richie's and Ami's and Andy's, and rest up, have some time with their families, and then come back in Tuesday to prepare for an FA Cup game.
Last couple, you mentioned Nathaniel Mendez-Laing and Hayden Roberts wasn't here tonight. What's the situation with them at the minute? Is it too early or?
Well, no, they're both. Hayden tweaked his hammy at the start of the game the other night, hence why I took him off and put Foz on. By the way, Foz has been unbelievable, so I've got a lot of love for Foz. So that's how to put Foz on. So he's tweaked his hammy a little bit, and then we rested Nath because he was just exhausted. I didn't want to put him on the pitch, and then we trained the next day. He done a run, and he just felt his hammy tweak. So it looks like he'll be out for 2, 3, maybe more weeks, because he definitely damaged his hamstring. So that's a blow, and we just have to find another way to play.
You've done that. I think you've played about 300 systems so far.
Yeah, no, doing right, aren't we?
Yeah, you are indeed. Just last one, you mentioned there in the previous answer that you've got a couple of days off now. I think everybody deserves them. You've done your Phileas Fogg, and you've got another one at Newport next week, but everyone's deserved a couple of days downtime, I think.
Yeah, definitely, and they need it. You need emotional and physical rest. Like we're probably getting at 3 this morning, and at 7 o'clock I'm driving to Wales, North Norfolk coast, which is an amazing place. Taking my dog and my wife, hopefully see my sister-in-law, bless her, and see my mum, which would be nice. We're human beings like everybody else. We all need love and see our families, so that'd be great. Let the lads all see their families, and then next week we can do some individual stuff with them, because we haven't really been able to train them for a bit. It's always been match prep or recovery. So we can help the younger lads with a few things, and hopefully improve the team because of it.
That's the Derby head coach, Paul Warne. Lovely part of the world, Wales as well. Hope he has a nice time. Just to bring it back to the game, although actually we'll start with the injuries, because Nathaniel Mendez-Laing has been so important, as has Hayden Roberts over the last couple of weeks in particular. It's a blow to be without them for any amount of time.
It is. That's what happens in a tough season, especially in League One. Mendez-Laing has been outstanding in terms of his energy on the right hand side, his ability to get past players. Is always a threat, no matter whether he's in the game or not. Roberts has been excellent last few weeks and showed his adaptability in playing different positions. So, of course, they're sorely missed, but the few weeks they're away, it gives players to get back up to speed. We saw Barkhazen come back into the side today. Good to see him back in there. There's a few others that are just maybe nursing injuries that you're hoping to get fully fit. So you have these over the course of the season, and it's the importance of those players that step in like they have done this evening and put in performance, put in a shift. And every single one out there did do that this evening.
A couple more thoughts on the game. You defied reputation and convention tonight and didn't pick a defender for player of the match. But understandably, because if someone was going to win the game tonight, it was probably David McGoldrick.
It was, and it was still hard work picking him, even though as good as he was for long spells. The first 60 minutes, I thought he was a touch of class above everyone else. His ability to drop into the little pockets, to turn. You can see in the first 5-10 minutes he fancied this evening because he had a little bit of swagger about him. Wonderful strike that hit the crossbar, and anything that was created of real quality was through him, and that's why he just about got the nod. But again, I have to mention the back three. Rooney, until he started to look, I thought, tired in that second half and probably caught up with them a little bit. Fozzie and Cash were outstanding once again. And I mentioned from the manager there about Fozzie, absolutely outstanding. He's shown his real quality and has just dropped back into there naturally. So they have to get a mention, but McGoldrick just about won it for us.
And you put me right toward the end of the game on commentary, and I said Derby were hung on for a point, and actually you think they did more than that, and they nearly snatched it right at the end.
They did. The last couple of games we've seen, I've seen a real kind of professionalism and a real game understanding of how to deal with the last 10-15 minutes of games, and I saw it again this evening. For long spells in the second half, they had pressure, and I'll call it just pressure because it was sustained. They were the team in the ascendancy. They were the team looking to penetrate our back line, but they created very few chances. And actually, I looked at that, and I looked at the back line, and I looked at the defenders, and they were coping comfortably. They were doing their job. We didn't get the chances that we wanted in the second half, and maybe the opportunities that we saw in the first, but there's no way that we hung on. We just looked comfortable. We dealt with all the pressure that Portsmouth gave us. And again, when you're looking back at the clips and there's one or two chances for the home team, our home team, again, I'll remind you that have been excellent and just brushed teams aside over the last year or so. We look very comfortable, and that's a credit to the players that have stepped in as well, because the likes of Thompson that ran around constantly, the other players that stepped in, Sibley that's had to play left wing back, we know that's not his favourite position and not his best position, but he did a job for the team. So everyone deserves credit, everyone deserves their rest, and hopefully the manager, the staff get that extra little time that I'm sure he's desperate for, those one-on-ones with Colo again, and the chance for Richie Barker to do that little detail that's probably been missing over the last couple of months because of the game time.
And let's get some more reaction from Fratton Park. We can hear from Craig Forsyth.
It's been a busy run and it's a depleted squad as well, isn't it? So how much heart can you take from coming there and taking a point with such a threadbare squad? Yeah,
it is. We've lost another couple yesterday, so we knew we'd be sort of struggling for numbers and whatnot, but I think everybody played their part, and subs that came on made a difference and helped us see out the game well.
The manager mentioned before the game another change of shape, another system. How difficult is it to adapt to these changes with the loss of personnel?
It is, and also with the short turnaround in between the games as well, we don't really have a lot of time to work on it. It's kind of in, recover, prepare and go again, so we've not had a lot of time to work on things, but I think we've shown we've taken on the messages that the staff have put across to us, and we've dug in, and as I say, we've taken a good point here.
Yeah, from a defensive perspective, despite all the pressure Portsmouth had, you kept Joe very quiet in goal.
Yeah, I don't think he had many saves tonight. I think we defended the box pretty well and kept them at arm's length really, and we probably had a few chances ourselves to possibly nick it on the break. We didn't have that much of the ball compared to them, but we showed a different side to ourselves that we can dig in.
A couple of openings yourself as well?
Yeah, the one in the first half I just didn't see it until right at the last minute, and it's managed to just sneak the other side of the post and lay it on. Cash has flicked it on, and I've kind of checked Ron a little bit to see if he's going to head it, and maybe if I just keep going I'll maybe get a toe on it or something, but we kind of said at 0-0 that set pieces could be what would win it on tonight, and we were very close at the end.
5 league games unbeaten now. How happy are you with the run that's being put together?
Yeah, it is, and it's all about building momentum and confidence in the group. We started sort of win-loss a bit up and down, but we've kind of put a bit of steady form together, and hopefully it can keep going.
It's no secret that it's been a very busy run recently. It's been a relentless period on the road especially. How pleased are you to have a week off now?
Yeah, we've got a few days off, the weekend off, obviously playing tonight, so it gives us the weekend off to recover, and I'm sure everybody will enjoy the few days off.
Back to work on the training ground next week then. It'd be nice to spend some time out there.
Yeah, I think that'll be the important thing is getting time on the training ground to get those messages across and work on the things that we need to improve on.
Plans for the weekend? Bit of family time?
Yeah, a bit of family time. Mum's coming down to visit, so a bit of family time more this weekend.
One last word on those fans. Fozzie, excellent again. It's a long way to come on a Friday night, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, they've been excellent for all season really, the away fans, but especially these last 10 days. Obviously a few very long trips, and yeah, we appreciate it.
Cheers, Fozzie. Thank you.
Confirmation of tonight's result. Everybody else in League One in action tomorrow. Exeter against Ipswich is a lunchtime kickoff. Other games of particular interest: Bolton away at Fleetwood. Bolton start the day a point behind Derby, a point outside the top 6. At Barnsley, a point further back. They are at home to MK Dons. Confirmation of the table: Derby and Portsmouth edge a point closer to the leaders. Portsmouth have that game in hand extra on the top 4. Derby will have as well after the weekend. Bolton and Barnsley, you can see they're just off the top 6 pace at the moment. And at the other end, it's still MK Dons, Morecambe, Burton and Forest Green in the bottom 4. None of them either have been able to put together a run of fixtures to get themselves out of trouble just yet. That's all from us for now. There'll be more reaction on the website if you want it, dcfc.co.uk, and we're back Monday night on Rams TV after the England game to keep tabs on the under-18s in FA Youth Cup action away at Sheffield Wednesday. All the details of how to watch that one are on the website as well. For now, from me, Barks, and the team, enjoy your weekend. Goodbye.